main verb. Okay. So please do mention with the examples, then only the things will be clear to you. Okay. So here is this used as a main verb and it is called the state. When it is used as a main verb, when all these verbs are used as main verbs, we call it as state of being verbs. Okay. But when in the second sentence we can see that the same verb is used but not as a main verb, as a helping verb only. And here which is the main verb? Main verb is playing and is the auxiliary or the helping verb. Okay. So in the second sentence, we can see that is used as a helping verb. So that is the main speciality of these state of being verbs. No other verbs have these speciality, action verbs or possession verbs. Possession verbs also can be used as helping verbs, that I will tell you, but not with ing forms. Okay. So here we can use that state of being verbs as the main verb and also as helping verbs. When they are used as main verbs only, we will call it as state of being verbs. Got it clear? Okay. And next one is possession verbs. So in possession verbs, we know that which are the possession verbs, which are the verbs that we use for possession. What is the meaning of possession? Something that you have it as your own. Okay, something that you possess as your own, that is called possession verbs. And which are they? Has, have and had. So these are the possession verbs. Okay, have, has, had are called the possession verbs. I have a car. So here have is used as a main verb. Here also same as state of being verbs. They can be used as main verb and as helping verbs. But when they are used as main verbs, we will call it as possession verbs, not as helping verb or any other, with any other term we will call it. We will call, when they are used as main verbs, we will call them as possession verbs. And when they are used, I have bought a car. Okay. So same sentence we have written in two ways. I have a car. I possess a car as my own. Okay. Meaning itself is same. I have bought a car only. But I have a car means I possess a car as my own. I have a storybook. That means that book belongs to you only, not anybody else's. Okay. That which you possess as your own. Next one, I have bought a car. And here you can see that here it is a main verb. That means possession verb. And here have is used as a helping verb and main verb is bought. And which is the tense of this? This is present perfect tenses. Okay. So here we can see that state of being verbs are used as main verb and as helping verbs. When they are used as main verbs, they are called state of being verbs. When they are used as helping verbs, we will use that in continuous tenses, present, past and future continuous tenses. We will use this. Understood? Okay. When they are used as helping verbs, we use that in all continuous tenses. That means present continuous, past, present continuous, these three for present continuous, these two for past continuous and these two for future continuous. Shall be playing, will be playing, was walking, were walking. Okay. In such a way, for present continuous, past continuous and future continuous, we will use it as helping verb. Otherwise, they will be used as main verbs and they are called state of being verbs. Same way, possession verbs also can be used as helping verbs and as main verbs. When they are used as main verbs, they are called possession verbs because that which shows something as your own. Okay. And when they are used as helping verbs, they are used in perfect tenses. Not only one perfect tense, present perfect, past perfect and future perfect tenses. Understood? So in such a way, for perfect tenses, they will be used as helping verbs, otherwise it will be used as main verbs. Okay. So in such a way, we can see that action verbs are there, state of being verbs are there and possession verbs are there also there. Okay. And in the beginning, I don't know whether you remember it or not, in the first classes we have studied about verbs in detail, transitive and intransitive verbs. And there, I don't know whether you remember it or not, I have told about action verbs and non-action verbs also, I have told you. Okay, do any one of you remember? Okay, action verbs which denotes an action and there are a set of non-action verbs are also there. And the speciality of those non-action verbs, it represents opinion, sense, need, preference, all these things. Okay. And the speciality is that they cannot be used with ing forms. That is what I have told you. Contain is a non-action verb. Okay. Then seem is a non-action verb. Then what else? Some more are there. Appear, possess, belong. Appear, possess, belong. Okay, some 8 to 10 words are there which are called non-action verbs. Okay, believe is a non-action verb. Okay, so like this we have a set of non-action verbs are also there. So that shows the state of action only. Okay, there no action is happening from the part of the person who is doing that action. Okay, the subject is not doing any action. It is, of course, it is an action verb, but not the real action which happens in these kind of action verbs. Okay, so here they are of course verbs, but they are non-action verbs. Activity is not happening from the part of the subject there. That is why we call it as non-action verbs, and the speciality is that there is no ing form should be used with these words. Okay, you cannot use any ing forms like continuous tenses. We cannot use with this. I am believing in God. It is wrong. I believe in God. Okay, this box is containing number of books. This box contains number of books. Okay, so in such a way only present, simple present tense only can be used with these non-action words. That is the speciality of non-action verbs. Action verbs of course you can use in any kind of tenses. Okay, present, past, future, all these kinds of tenses, and also all the continuous perfect tenses we can use with the action verbs, but not with the non-action verbs. Okay, so that is one thing which you should know. So verbs are, action verbs are there, state of being verbs are there, and possession verbs are there. So that is the first thing. And second thing is that transitive and intransitive. And I know that transitive and intransitive in the first class we have discussed in detail. Okay, and what is called a transitive verb? What is called a transitive verb? A transitive verb is a verb which contains an object of its own, or which needs an object to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, a transitive verb is a verb which needs to have an object of its own. Okay, so transitive verb, or the easiest thing for you to understand is that it needs an object of its own. Okay, it should not be not of the preposition. Okay, for example, the boy played cricket. Okay, in this you know that played is a verb, and what is cricket? Cricket is the object of the verb. Okay, verb has its own object. When a verb has its own object only, we can call that verb a transitive verb. So soon after the verb, you have to ask two questions which I have told you in the beginning. What or whom you have to ask. If you have written the notes, the first class notes, okay, first and second class I have explained in detail about transitive and intransitive verbs. You have to ask the question soon after the verb, what or whom, and if you are getting an answer, that means that verb is called a transitive verb, okay, which needs an object to complete the meaning, and it has an object of its own. Okay, in both ways it is correct. Okay, so transitive verb means a verb which has an object of its own. He is playing in the ground. Okay, verb is playing, and is there any object, or is this verb a transitive verb? Is this verb a transitive verb? No. Why? Because soon after he is playing what? Will you get an answer here? No. He is playing where only you will get an answer, that is ground. But you are not supposed to ask where. Only these are the two questions that I am allowed to ask to get the object of a sentence. Understood? When you ask what, you will get the direct object. When you ask whom, you will get the indirect object. An indirect object normally will be a person, and direct object will be a thing. Okay, so all these things we have done in detail in the previous class. That is why I am not going deep into it. For those who have doubts, you can just go through the videos which are there. Okay, so please go through it if you have any doubt, because we have a lot to complete in this lesson. Understood? So transitive verb which has an object of its own. That is the main thing which you have to keep in mind. And soon after the verb, if you ask these two questions, You will get an answer. If you get an answer, that means the verb is transitive. If you are not getting an answer, that means the verb is intransitive. And another thing is that soon after the verb itself, you have to ask, and don't try to ask a question to get an answer from the sentence. Your motive is not to get an answer, but to find out whether the verb is transitive or not. Okay. So, main thing what you have to do is that soon after the verb itself, you have to ask the question. And if you are getting, of course, that verb is transitive, and if you are not getting, that means the verb is intransitive. Okay. So, in such a way, you have to ask the question and try to find out. Okay. For example, I will write two questions. Ranji gave the coin, and Manu wrote a story. Okay, I have written two examples here. He gave me a pen. Okay, next example. So, three examples I have written here. In this first one, verb is gave, second one, wrote is verb, and third one again gave is verb. Okay, so here we can see that soon after the verb, ask a question, Ranji gave what? The coin. So, this is transitive. Understood? So, soon after the verb, if you ask the question, you will get the answer, and that means the verb is transitive. Next one, Manu wrote what? A story. Again, you got an answer straight away by asking the question. So, that is also a transitive verb. Okay. And third one, he gave me a pen. He gave what? You got an answer, a pen. So, here we have told that two questions you can ask. What when you are asking, and if you are getting an answer, that means it is direct object, it is a thing. And whom when you are asking, you will get the indirect object, that means it is a person. Okay. So, he gave what? A pen. So, that means direct. Of course, the verb is transitive. If you are getting an object, whether it is direct or indirect object, no problem, but the verb is transitive. Okay. So, we got the answer, a pen. When we ask the question what, so it is the direct object of the verb, and he gave whom? What is the answer? Me. So, here also we got the answer for the second question. So, indirect object also is there. Okay. And normally indirect object will be placed before the direct object. Not he gave a pen me. He gave a pen to me. Then we need a preposition there. Okay. Otherwise, so normally when you write the sentence, always indirect object should be placed before the direct object. If you are placing indirect object after the direct object, then we need a preposition. Okay. He gave a pen to me. Okay. Or he gifted a bangle to me. Okay. So, in such a way, you have to ask the sentence should be constructed. So, here soon after the verb, indirect object, then the direct object. This is how we will find out whether a verb is transitive or not. Okay. And next, another example I will write. The bird sat on a tree. In this we can see that sat is the verb, and is it transitive or not? Sat what? Will you get an answer? Sat on what? If you ask, you will get an answer, but you are not supposed to ask the question after the preposition. Soon after the verb itself, you have to ask the question. Okay. So, here when you are asking the question, you are not getting an answer. So, that means even though an object is there, this object is of the preposition. Understood? So, this object is not of the verb, it is of the preposition. So, object should be of the verb only, then only we can call the verb as transitive verb. Okay, otherwise it will be intransitive. So, verb needs an object of its own. So, somebody else's things, if you are telling that that box is mine, will they allow you to take it? No. So, same way, here also we can see that the verb needs an object of its own, not of the preposition. Okay. So, here it is, intransitive. Understood? Verb is intransitive. Okay. And next one, he ran fast. He ran fast. In this sentence also we can see that ran is the verb, and he ran what? Will you get an answer? He ran whom? You are not getting an answer, and fast is the adverb. Okay. Fast is the adverb that is used. So, here also it is intransitive. So mainly what we can say is that intransitive verbs does not need an object to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, transitive verbs need an object to complete the meaning of the sentence. Intransitive verbs do not need an object to complete the meaning of the sentence. The meaning is understood in itself, or it is complete in itself. He ran fast. Meaning is complete. Okay, sentence is also complete, meaning is complete. So, such a sentence where we do not want an object to complete the meaning is called an intransitive verb. And in the other case also, if it does not have an object of its own also, we can say that verb is intransitive. Okay, I hope it is clear to you, transitive and intransitive. And third one is there, incomplete verbs. Okay, incomplete verbs mainly will be used with state of being verbs, like as I have already written before, is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be. Okay, so these are the state of being verbs. So along with the state of being verbs, such verbs are called incomplete verbs. Why? Because the child is. Sentence, is it complete? No. We have to add up a complement to complete the meaning of the sentence. Such verbs are called incomplete verbs. The child is gloomy, or the child is happy. So this is a complement which attributes to the subject, to the child. Okay. So the child is, sentence is incomplete. We are adding up a complement, something that is added up to complete the meaning of the sentence. So this is called the complement, and such a verb is called incomplete verbs. Same way, the teacher is angry. Here also it's a complement of the subject, and the teacher is, it's an incomplete verb, and we are adding a complement to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, the sky is blue. They are friends. So in all these sentences we can see that here, till here, as I have told you, state of being verbs is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be. Okay. So along with this, all these state of being verbs are called incomplete verbs. Why? Because if you are using it in a sentence, we know that she is a girl. The earlier example which I have told, the previous example, she is a girl. She is, if you stop the sentence there, it is incomplete. Okay. So we are attributing a complement to it. She is a girl. He is a boy. They are friends. Okay. So we are, this is the complement given to the subject. Same way, the sky is blue. So you may have a doubt when the sentence, if I give like this, the sky is blue. The sky is what? Normally you will get an answer. Sky is what? The sky is blue. But is it something other than the subject? See, normally object is a thing which is other than that. The subject is doing the action which is done by the subject when it affects somebody or something other than the subject only, we can call it a object. Okay? So that is a very important thing. Maybe it's a lengthy definition, but just keep in mind what is it. Okay, understand the meaning of it. The action which is done by the, see, this is a subject. Action which is done by the subject, if it affects somebody or something other than the subject, if it is coming back to the subject itself, we cannot call it as an object. Okay. So the boy plays cricket. So plays what? Cricket. Cricket is something different from the boy. That is why we call it as an object. The sky is blue. We cannot call blue as an object. Why? Because blue is a complement or is the color of the sky itself. So this is coming back to it. This is attributing back to its subject. That is why we cannot call it as an object. It is a complement only. Okay, same way, they are friends. It's a complement. This friends is not somebody other than they. They itself are called friends. Okay, they themselves, they consider them as friends. Okay, so that is why such verbs are called incomplete verbs, and it needs a complement to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so this much in connection with transitive, intransitive and incomplete verbs. All these notes are in detail in your book, so please go through that, which we have already studied, but still just go through it once again for you to understand. So finding out the object, direct and indirect, already we have discussed that. Okay. Manu taught me English. One more example. Manu taught me English. So taught is the verb, taught what? English, direct object. Taught whom? Me, indirect object. It's very easy to identify or to pick out direct and indirect object from a sentence. He bought a car. Same, he bought what? A car. Only direct object is there. Rima gave me a pen. Rima gave what? A pen. So Rima gave whom? Me. Okay, so direct and indirect objects. That is how you have to pick out, ask both these questions. So for what you will get direct object, whom you will get indirect object. Okay, and next thing is that verbs are classified into main verbs and auxiliary verbs. What are main verbs? Main verbs, as I have told you, is and are. When they are used as main verbs, they are called state of being verbs. Same way, he is playing cricket. Playing is a main verb, is a helping verb. Helping verb itself is called auxiliary verbs. Okay, auxiliary verb means helping verbs. So auxiliary verbs are called helping verbs, and main verbs which are very important in a sentence to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so some sentences we can see only main verbs will be there. He played cricket, there is only main verb. He is playing cricket, then helping verb and main verb is there. Okay, and main verbs, as we already know that all the action verbs are main verbs. All the action verbs are main verbs, and state of being verbs can be used as main verbs and also as auxiliaries. Okay, and auxiliaries, there is a main verb. So first one, verbs, subdivision, main verb and auxiliary. Auxiliary again subdivided into primary auxiliary and model auxiliary. Do you remember last year we have studied model auxiliaries also? Okay, so verbs can be classified into main verb and auxiliaries again classified into primary auxiliary and model auxiliaries. So which are the primary auxiliaries? Primary auxiliaries are be, do and have. Only these three. Okay, and primary auxiliaries be, do, have. And be means, which are the forms of be? Is, am, are, was and were. Okay, so these are the forms of be, is, am, are, was, were. Do means do, does and did. Have means have, has and had. So primary auxiliaries be, do, have. Very important. Okay. So nobody will ask you a question like that, which are the subdivisions of primary auxiliaries. But you should know it because we have to use those in the sentences. Okay. So primary auxiliaries, only three are there: be, do and have. And be forms means is, am, are, was, were. And what are they called? State of being verbs, which we have already discussed before. Okay. So is, am, are, was, were. Be forms are called state of being verbs, and the speciality the speciality of these primary auxiliaries is that it can be used as main verbs and as auxiliaries, as I have told you earlier. Okay. So the speciality is that can be used as main verb and auxiliaries. Auxiliary means helping verbs. Okay. She is a girl, she is playing tennis. Okay. So main verb and as auxiliaries. She does the project. She didn't do the project. Okay. She didn't complete the project. So in such a way we can use all these. I have a car, I have worked hard to study for the exam. Okay. So in such a way we can use all these forms as helping verbs and as main verbs also. So when they are used as main verbs, they are called state of being verbs, action verbs and possession verbs. Otherwise they will be used as helping verbs only, and altogether they are called primary auxiliaries. The term why we are using primary auxiliaries is that they can be used as main verb and as auxiliaries, and only three we have: be, do, have. Okay. And modal auxiliaries we have almost some 12 to 13 in number. Okay. Modal auxiliaries which expresses the mood of the speaker. Modal auxiliaries mainly expresses the mood of the speaker, and in that will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, then ought to, must, have to. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then which one should is also there? Can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, ought to, must, have to, and dare. Okay, so these are the modal auxiliaries. Next lesson is modal auxiliaries. So in that, in detail, we will study about modal auxiliaries. So that is why I am not going in detail to modal auxiliaries. Next lesson is modal auxiliaries. Okay, so in that we will in detail the rules of all these modal auxiliaries we will study. So primary auxiliaries, be, do, have, and be forms state of being verbs, do forms action verbs, and have forms possession verbs. They can be used as main verb and also as helping verbs. Okay, so these are the things, and other than that, verbs are finite and non-finite also. Finite verbs which agrees with the subject in number and person, non-finite verbs which do not agree with the subject in number and person. Okay, so I play, it is not I plays cricket. That in subject verb agreement we have studied that. Okay, so same way non-finites are of 3 types: participle, gerund, and to infinity. Okay, so that is also there in detail in another lesson. So just to know about this only, and now we are moving on. So we have studied first what is a verb and which how many types of verbs are there, which shows state of being verbs, possession, and also action verbs. Okay, so those 3 we have seen. Then transitive and intransitive verbs which have an object, that is called transitive. Intransitive, which does not need an object to complete the meaning, and also it does not have an object of its own, then also we will call the verb intransitive. And incomplete means which needs a complement to complete the meaning of the sentence. Such verbs are called incomplete verbs, mainly the state of being verbs. And after that we have seen that to pick out the object, direct and indirect object, what for direct and whom for indirect object. And then verbs can be classified into main verb and auxiliary again subdivided into primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. And primary auxiliary we have only 3 in number: be, do, and have. Be means is, am, are, was, were, they are called state of being verbs, and do means do, does, did, they are called action verbs, and have verbs, have, has, had, they are called possession verbs. Okay, and these 3 set of verbs can be used as main verb and as helping verbs. When they are used as main verbs only, these terms which I have told you, state of being, possession, and action verbs we will use. Otherwise, they are used as helping verbs only. And next subdivision is modal auxiliaries, which expresses the mood of the speaker. Okay, okay, these many things we have studied. Now we are moving on to troublesome verbs. Okay, we have a set of troublesome verbs are there which are really confusing. And we know that strong verbs and weak verbs. Which are the strong verbs? Strong verb means we know that verbs have 3 forms: V1, V2, and V3. V1 means present tense, V2 means past tense, and V3 means past participle form. V1, V2, V3. Okay, if it is sing, past is sang, and V3 is sung. Okay, same way drink, drank, drunk. So these verbs where all the 3 will be different. Okay, and it is not ending in D, ED, or T. Such verbs are called strong verbs. Okay, next set is there: walk, walked, walked, then jump, jumped, jumped, play, played, played. They are called weak verbs. Okay, so the difference between strong verbs and weak verbs. So all the 3 will be different, and it is not, main thing is it's not ending in ED, D, or T. But here we can see that ED, D, or T will be there. Burnt, burnt, burnt. That will come in weak forms. Okay, in such a way, a big list is there. A table is given, I think, in your textbook. So go through that table and you will find a big list of weak verbs and strong verbs there. Okay, so that also you have to see. And now we will see the troublesome verbs. Which are the troublesome? First one is bear, bow, and bone. Why we are called them as troublesome verb is that Some of them are same, only very few. See, only V3 is different there. But both these have got entirely different meaning also. Okay. So, this is V1, this is V2, this is V3. Understood? And here the difference is only in one spelling, but both have got entirely. First, Bayer bore born. All of you know the meaning. Okay. Gandhiji was born on October 2nd. Okay, Mahatma Gandhiji was born on October 2nd. So, that is to give birth. So, meaning of this born is to give birth. That is the meaning of this born. Okay, so that is not a confusing word, which is very simple. But the next born, where B-O-R-N-E is there, the meaning is to carry. Okay, so this you should know, to carry. And monsoon season is the time of waterborne diseases. We know that during monsoon season, lot of diseases will be there. Number of diseases because of the spread, which will be spread from water. Okay, mosquitoes may be the carriers. So, waterborne diseases. Okay. So, waterborne diseases means which will carry the diseases from one person to another. Understood? So, carry means, so same way, one more example I will show. He bears a heavy weight. So, which bear is this? This one. Okay, because the meaning is to carry. He bears a heavy weight. Next one, I cannot bear the pain. I cannot bear the pain. So, in all these we can see that the meaning is here only, to carry. Okay. So, if it is, if your leg has got hurt, hit on a piece of stone and you cannot bear the pain, you will start crying. Okay. So, to carry, the meaning is to carry only. Here also he bears a heavy weight, it is too heavy for him to carry, and monsoon season is a time for waterborne diseases. V3 form is used here. Here we can see in both places we have used V1 only of the second set. Okay. Not the first one, the second set. First set, it is very simple. He was born in such and such a date. Okay. So, this is the first set of troublesome verbs, where the first one means to give birth and the second one means to carry. Okay. So, that is the first set. Next one is hang. Hang, hanged, hanged. And next is hang, hung, hung. So, this is V3, V2, V1. So, hang, hang, hanged. What is the meaning of that? Hanged. You will have a, you may have a doubt that hanged means hanging something on the clip or hook or something, but not this, that the meaning is come here only. Okay. This hanged means hanged to death. Okay. It is a capital punishment that is being given to those persons for criminals. Hanged to death. So, hanged will be used only for death only. The other one, he hung the coat on the hook. Okay, hung. This is the second one only. So, the difference is that first one to hang to death and the second one is to suspend something. To suspend means to put on something. Okay, just to hold it without falling. He hanged the picture. No, he hung the picture. Hung the picture on the wall. He got a frame and he hung it on the wall. There was a nail there. On that nail, he hung the picture. Okay. So, this is this second one only. First one, only one use is there. Hanged means hanged to death. Okay. He got the punishment and he was hanged to death. That is capital punishment. Okay. So, second set, first one to give birth first, second one to carry. Here, hanged means to hang to death, and second one to suspend. Suspend in the sense means holding on to something, okay, without falling. That is the meaning of hung, hung. So, always remember, if the word is related with something that is being hung on something or without falling, then you have to use not hang. You cannot use he hanged the frame or he hanged the picture on the wall. You have a tendency to use it, but don't use hang. He hung the picture on the wall. Hung is used for suspending something on without falling, and hanged means only in connection with death only. Understood? So, this is the second set, and the third set is lie. Lie, we have 3 sets are there. I hope you can understand. This is only the clue you have to remember. Okay. First one, it's very simple, which you usually used to do. Lie, lied, lied. You used to tell lies often. Okay. Simply maybe for joke or not serious lies, but simply of your age, you used to lie to your parents or to the teacher even without doing the homework and coming and giving lot of reasons. Okay. So, that is lied means lie, lied, lied means telling lies. That is simple. Next one, lie, lay, laid. This is the second one. Okay. So, this one meaning is telling lies, and second one, if you are, see, you look tired. Example I will write, you look tired. You lie down there. Okay, you look tired, you lie down there. That means by ourselves. No one is asking us to do it. You look tired, you lie down there. We have to lie down by ourselves. Okay, the meaning is to rest or remain. To rest or remain. Okay, lie, lay, lay. The meaning is to rest. First one, telling lies. Second one, lie. V2 is lay and V3 is lain. The meaning is to rest, to take rest. Okay, so that is why you look tired, you lie down there. For some time, after that only you need to continue with the work. So, you need rest in between. So, to rest or remain in a place by ourselves is called lie, lay and lay. The meaning comes for the second set is that. And one third set is there, where V1 is this one. Okay, lay, laid, laid. So, you should not have confusion. Why? Because always for you to, the questions that will be asked for the exam is, in the bracket you will be given V1 form only. Understood? Lie will be given, so you have to, by reading the sentence, you should understand whether it is the meaning comes there in the question is about telling lies or not, or about to take rest and remain in one place by ourselves. So, from the question you should understand the correct meaning of the sentence and fill the blank accordingly. Only this will be given in the bracket, and you will be asked to fill the blank with the correct form of the verb. Okay. Any other form won't be given, V1, V2 or V3 won't be given, only V1 will be given. You have to use it accordingly, according to the meaning of the sentence. That you have to keep in mind. Okay, so that is why I have told the meaning of these 3 sets. Lie, lied, lie, telling lies. Second one, lie, lay, lay, to rest or remain. Got it? Okay. And next one, lay, laid, laid. Here in the bracket you will be given this word. Then you should make it sure that you have to fill it with any of these forms only. Don't use these forms. Why? Because this is V2. V2 won't be given in the bracket. Only V1 will be given in the bracket. Got it clear? So, here lie will be given and you have to identify, either you have to fill it with this set or with this set. But here only lay will be given, and lay, laid, laid means an external force is needed. Okay. Example, he laid the book on the table. Mother laid the baby on the bed. Understood? And easy for you to understand. After this laid, always an object will be there. Laid what? He laid what? He laid the book. And here you know that here lay down. Lay down there. You lay down there means there won't be any object there after this lay. Okay. But here in this set, because it is an external, this is done by ourselves. In the second set, this is done by a person who is from outside. An external force is needed by ourselves. A child, you know that a small child cannot lay by itself on the bed. Okay, somebody has to lay him on the bed. Same way, mother laid the baby on the bed. Okay, after this, an object will be always placed. And here also, he laid the book on the table. The book itself cannot come and sit on the table. Okay, so you have to lay the book on the table. But the other one is that you look tired, you lie down there by ourselves. Nobody will take you to the bed and make you lie on the bed or lay on the bed because you are grown up one. Okay, and here, when this set comes means here somebody is doing it for you. External force is needed. So, this is the object. Always after this laid, an object will be placed there. Understood? So, these three should not get confused. First one, telling lies. Second one, to rest or remain, lie, lay and lain. And third one, lay, laid, lay means external force. This one, by ourselves, here external force is needed. Okay? So, external force is needed to place something. That is the meaning of that. To place. So, to place something we need somebody should do it. Okay, the thing cannot do it by itself. So, we have to do it. That is why we told that to place something and an external force is needed. Okay, to lay the book on the table somebody has to do it. Okay, either you or somebody else should lay the book on the table. So, to place something, here to rest or remain. Okay, so that is the difference between these three, and next two more sets are there. With that, this lesson will be over. Okay, so troublesome verbs may be little confusing, but once if you know the meaning correctly, you can easily pick out the correct form of the verb and fill the blanks correctly. Okay, and next one is fell, felt, felt. First one, fall, fell, fall, fell, fallen. Okay, so this is the normal one. I fell from the bicycle. Okay, that is the normal meaning that we have studied. And one more is there where V1 is fell. Normally V1, V2 is fell, but here V1 itself is fell. Then what will be the V2? Fell, fell, then fell. Understood? Fall, fell, fallen, that is the usual verb form which we have studied. Okay, I fallen from the top of something. Okay, so that is a normal verb form which we have studied. Here fell means fell, fell, then fell. Maybe it sounds odd for you because you haven't heard this word before. Okay, and the meaning is that to cause something to fall. To cause something to fall. That is the meaning of fell, fell, fell. Okay, they fell. This meaning as it is, you know. Okay, I fell from the bicycle. They felled many trees in the compound. They fell to cause something to fall. That is almost same as meaning as cut. Okay, so they felled many trees in the compound. So, to cause something to fall or to cut. Okay, same is the meaning when it comes to see is another set, and next one sow, sowed and sown, both are used. Okay, and here also the meaning is see, so, seen, as it is, you know. Okay, vision. Okay, I saw a big elephant in front of my house today. A big elephant I saw. Okay, so that is normal with vision, connection with a vision only. So this sow means, again the meaning is to cut something. Okay, we know that normally if you are taking a wood to a sawmill, they will cut into small thin pieces according to our need. Okay, so that is sowing there. So sow means to cut into pieces, almost the same as felled means to cause something to fall, and here sow means to cut into small pieces. Okay, so we know that if you want to make any furniture, we need to cut the wood into small thin pieces. That is sowing or sow. Okay, and here first one in connection with the vision, second one sow, sowed, and here V1 is this And some of these cases, the V2 which we have used in the first set is used as V1 here. So, that difference you should know. As I have told you, always in the bracket V1 will be given and you are asked to fill with the correct form of the verb only. Okay. So, in such a way, these two sets are also very simple. This meaning is just to cut, this one vision, and this one to cause something to fall, and this one usually falling from something. Okay. And one more is there, and rise. It's a bit late, just 5 more minutes only I will take. Rise, rose, risen. This is the usual when the sun rises in the east. Okay. He rose up early today to get up. To get up or to rise. Okay. To come up. That is the meaning of rise, rose, risen. And next one, raise, raised and raised. V1, V2 and V3. And this meaning, as I have told you, the sun rises in the east, that is rise, the sun rises in the east, he rose up early today morning at 5 o'clock. And next one, raise, raised and raised. And here the meaning is to lift. Okay. He raised is normally for the prayer, we know that we raised our hands in prayer. Okay. To lift your hands. To raise means he raised the flag for hoisting, to lift. So, raise means to lift, rise, rose, risen, to get up or to carry. Okay. So, these are the few set of troublesome verbs, and I know that as I have done it a bit fast, you may find it difficult, but I do not think, because sufficient examples also for each one I have given, plus the meaning of each set of verbs also I have given. And please go through the examples and the meaning which is given in your text also. In your text all these things are clearly given. Okay. So, please try to go through, do not skip off the explanation given in the text, even though I am giving explanation in the class. Supplementing to that, if you read out what is there given in the text also, things will be much more easy for you to understand. Okay. So, today itself, not after 5 days, today soon after the class, just go through all the explanation in connection with the lesson and try to read it, underline the important points, and if you have any doubt regarding this, you can just message me or you can call me. Understood, children? So, these are the things that we have to study in connection with the verbs. So, I hope that not much issues regarding this lesson, and next after this we will move on with models, because next month you know that you will have your terminal examination, and for the terminal examination we have to cover 2 more lessons. Understood, children? So, okay, so that's it. So, goodbye, children. Thank you. Okay.